Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic.
I'm Barry P. Cook. So there's yet another trailer for Star Wars Obi-Wan that just dropped. So I'm going to check it out for the first time and give you my live reaction. So let's check it out.
Oh, looks like Coruscant. Oh, classic stormtroopers.
Stay hidden,
Yeah, I heard that before.
or we will not survive.
Leave us alone.
When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
That seems like a bit of a retcon,
You still want Kenobi.
if I'm remembering correctly.
He's gone.
Actually, no, I'm not.
Maybe you've been looking in the wrong places.
So they're hunting him.
I want every lowlife and bounty hunter to squeeze him. You can't run, Obi-Wan!
Blast rifle.
You can't escape him!
Oh. Oh. Okay. So that was Vader. And they did that cool thing again.
Okay, so that was the second trailer for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. You know, I don't think we really learned too much more than we already knew from the original trailer. They didn't really show anything. I don't know. There were a couple of like real quick flashes, I guess, of stuff that weren't in the other trailer. You know, most notably Darth Vader. But I don't know. I never got the impression from the original trilogy that the Jedi were being hunted actively in the aftermath of Order 66. And, you know, by the time of A New Hope, it's assumed that Obi-Wan is long dead. So why did they assume that? I mean, obviously they didn't kill him, and they were hunting him according to this show. So at what point did they assume he was dead? Maybe they'll explain that. I don't know. There's a spot in there where he's talking to Owen, and he says, when the time comes, the boy must be trained. And Owen says, yeah, no, basically. And my initial thought was that was a retcon, but it isn't, because, you know, there's the famous line where Obi-Wan says, but your uncle wouldn't allow it. But when he says that in the movie, what he says is, it's your father's lightsaber. He wanted you to have this when you were old enough, but your uncle wouldn't allow it. So, yeah, Anakin never didn't know there was a Luke, didn't know, didn't want him to have a lightsaber. That's all baloney. So, well, because of the prequels. But in other words, well, you know what's crazy about that? Obi-Wan in A New Hope is resistant to the idea, well, is he resistant? He's not resistant, but he's not really gung-ho. It just kind of comes up. And then Yoda's like, no, he's too old. We can't do it. But then he kind of insists at that point. So, I don't know. He seems to have a much more casual approach in A New Hope to the whole train Luke thing, because he never, in other words, Luke only comes across Obi-Wan because of the droids. And he's like, what, 20? So they're going to have us believe Obi-Wan was watching him this whole time, but he didn't seek him out. And he only met him by accident. Like, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I'd have to watch those scenes from A New Hope again to see if it jibes. But, like, it seems like a little retcon is going on a little bit. So, I don't know. That one lady's really pissed. She keeps yelling. Good gracious. And I'd have to look at the trailer again, but it seemed like Obi-Wan was using a blaster. And I know there was a thing with that in one of the prequels, but he like detested guns. So as opposed to, using the Force and using lightsabers. So I'd have to see how I feel about him using a gun when I see it in context, I guess. But that's it, I guess. I'm psyched to see this. I want to check it out. So I will do that on the 27th, and then I will come to you with my review of the premiere. Until then, I'm out of here, and I wish you peace and long life.